to Leading Entrepreneurs of the World Conference 2022. We are now joined by Dr. Azeeza, founder and managing director of Shine Go Global. She is here to talk to us today about how to accelerate and go global with your business. Dr. Azeeza, welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much. It is really an honor and privilege, as thanks to Stelio and the amazing team of the Leading Entrepreneurs of the World Conference. Thank you, Glenn, for introducing. Thank you very much. And I want to say a shout out and a thank you to Dr. Omar Fisher, who is our investment consulting partner in Go Global Business School and our Shine Go Global Limited. So as we start this session, I want to say thank you for investing your time and energy in this session with us, be it live or recording. We're really excited to present to you about accelerating and going global. Who's excited about that? Say aye. You want to quickly put into the chat box and share with us where you're from and also what excites you in your business and what is it so special about your business that the whole world needs to know about. So I want to share with you, this is my life story, and also how I took the work of being a homemaker to doing what I'm doing right now and going global. And in our organization, the word Go Global is something, you know, a glamour word right now actually around the world. But when we started talking about it in 2017, it was something so unique from Asia, from Singapore. So as I want to share with you about myself and also some very important tips that I learned in my life about going global. What was the roadblocks and how I had a lot of learning experiences, doing and not doing what I'm supposed to be, in order for me to grow myself. So I'm going to share with you on a slide, and you need to take notes because you will be listening to some new words and some of it in a different dynamics and different dimensions. So you can also apply this in your business right away. How cool is that? Who's ready to take in and apply principles right away and get the result that you want? Thank you so much. And it's about accelerating and going global. And we want to make this as interactive as possible. You can actually put into the chat box if you have any questions. And meanwhile, let me just tell you why we earn the right to talk about going global. These are some of our amazing mentors and mentor of mentors in the transformation industry that work closely with us and also have this to say about what we do. And Dame Doria Cordova is a dear mentor of mine and also someone we collaborate with. We supported her work to reach international scenes, especially in Asia, in India, and many communities and programs that we do that have not heard about her. She's the woman and the organization is behind people like Tony Robbins, Robert Kiyosaki, and the likes. The other person that you will also want to hear from about the work that we have done is YP Lai. He's a Chinese Malaysian who is right now in Australia. He's actually part of the 20 years part of the BNI network, which is the world's largest referral network. Both Dame Doria and YP Lai together have a network of more than 400,000 members, and it's really an honor for us to have them in our community. So who is Azeeza? Why does she do what she does? And how come we can, support businesses go global? So I'm a Singapore-born, Chinese educated, Indian Arab origin. So talk about all the various nationalities and cultural integration that happened. My father migrated to Singapore in the 1950s, and I was born in the 70s. And right now, I moved in from a homemaker and with my family, my mom right now, and my children. I actually have 2 grandchildren, thanks to Almighty. It has been a journey for me to move from a homemaker to becoming the founder of the Go Global Accelerator framework and our organization. This is one of our events. I spoke in Utah with sharing the same stage with Marianne Williamson. This was 2017. And we have had an opportunity to work with many who's who of the industry. There's 2 schools of thoughts. One is the conscious community, business community, the other one on capital mechanism. So that's a Chinese investors network. Right now, as we speak into it, our organization started structuring, even though I have a 20 years experience, we started structuring our business for a pre-IPO roadmap with shareholders, partners, and associates. We say connecting like this or connecting like this. Which do you think is stronger? Now, I want you to practice this or this. And you will know that having a connection like this will take you on for a long time. And that's the kind of trusted relationship we've built around the world, where people become shareholders in our organization once they attend our programs and our events. So background of what I do, I mean, you can just read about it or take a screenshot and look at whatever the journey we have been on. It's really a blessing for me to have walked this journey of 20 years and also in the transformation industry, pioneering from Asia. So these are some of the things, some of the achievements in being pandemic proof. How many of you want to be pandemic proof? The world has opened up, to so much of wisdom in the last 2 years. And for Go Global, it's been a next level of transformation. And being pandemic proof in your business model is key to going global. So you're going to hear about that. These are some of our testimonies. We completed 900 over online events. So Go Global is the first of its kind Go Global Accelerator. We are a hybrid between Mind Valley, the traits of Mind Valley. I'm sure all of you know Mind Valley. The traits of an accelerator, the traits of a PE, venture capitalist, and PE firms. We're a hybrid of all these different organization frameworks with the 20 years of unfair advantage in growing a conscious business community from Asia. One of our shareholders who just came in, he went through all the accelerators in Singapore. He said, I don't see anyone doing what we're doing. So we have something unique there that they have invested. So now let's jump right in and share about what is going on for us. What can stop you in expanding or going global with your business? Now, let me share with you what was going on for me when I started wanting to go global. The first and foremost is your mindset and your belief system. When we step into the thought about going global, what can stop you is always the question. And for me, there were many reasons that could have stopped me. One was I'm a woman scarfed up, and what will people think about me, or what will people take me serious? Homemaker, what kind of financial mindset do I have? And the big question was, who am I to think about going global? And then of course we know, who am I not is always the question. And there will be a lot of belief system barriers that can hold us back based on what I call cellular level memories, generational memories that actually has divided the world to think in different ways. So in Asia, it's a big thing, Asians usually feel lesser when putting ourselves into the world. The same thing when we are going into new cultures, there are always a set of belief systems that we have grown up with, thinking of people or situations or circumstances. That was a big one for me. Other than that was also my belief system around money and business. I came from a background of my father migrated, even though he was working for his uncle in his big business, which was really big, it became a failure. And so my father said, business was too risky, I'm not going to go there. And then guess what? I grew up, I was told business is risky and I shouldn't be out there doing business. And Azeeza, being a rebel, I took the other route. I took all the risk and I went to the other extreme and had a lot of learning experiences. So it is to understand our belief systems, where we are versus the facts. What are the real facts around growing our business and accelerating our business? That is very important. And I was able to go through the process of personal discovery. I went through a whole journey, which I will also be touching on. The second thing that can stop you from going global is your business model, which is, when I spoke about it earlier, how scalable is your business? How investable is your business model? These are questions that come into our mind, especially when you're exploring the horizons, outside of where you are in your comfort zone. This applies not just for service-based business, more so for businesses that is product-based and you have this scalability issue and expansion, restrictions and dynamics. So there is a business model that you need to look at. And of course, your business direction. I've seen so many business owners who want to open offices. When they hear I'm from Singapore, they're like, yeah, I love to start a company in Singapore. And so, it's such a good one. But the truth is, when you are setting up a company in a new country, what is your business direction? Other than talking about all the market research and everything said and done, what do you want to achieve in the new environment? That is always not thought about. More so the blueprint, your business blueprint, the exit strategy in the new countries is always not talked into or delved into. And last and the most important, these are the three fundamentals, right? Once you fix these, the rest is the flow, is quality connection. How many of you have heard of your network? Your network is your net worth. How many of you have heard of that? You want to put it in the chat box? You've heard of it. So let me just add on some more value to that. The quality of your network is your real net worth. What is the quality of your network? How many people can you talk into in influencing them and being part of your community? Like what I told you earlier on, I'm going to share with you some of the solutions that Go Global was able to look into in these three areas. How many of you are, like I'm just listening, watching some of the chats? Yes. Thank you. Your network is your network. Yes. Quality of your network. Absolutely. Thank you so much. The next one. So what are the solutions that you can look into for your business? And I'm going to give you a list of and you can take screenshots of this and do it as an assignment so that you can further enhance it. So in order to overcome the mindset restrictions and the belief system, we take on a journey of self-mastery, evolving in conscious leadership. I'll be touching on the conscious leadership in a bit. For me, it was a huge journey, always thinking of myself as a homemaker, and that's nothing wrong in that. Homemakers are always, emotionally driven. In business, when you're emotionally driven, you can get into quite a lot of problem. And that's where you need to create a whole brain, whole being approach to doing business. And the self-mastery technique, what I call the notice, release, and generate, a three-step process that gets you into alignment. And I started this journey, and I was very blessed to, like what I mentioned to you earlier, being mentored by the mentor of mentors, to go into this self-mastery progress. So since 2002, I delved into finding out what is it that really drives me. And I was sitting in a room, I still remember, about 99 other Chinese friends. They all speak Chinese, and as I wrote, I speak Chinese, and I speak Chinese quite well. So 我是讲中文的新加坡印度人, right? So that's what I say. I'm a Chinese-speaking Indian lady in Singapore, from Singapore. So for me, when I was sitting down with 99 others in this Chinese program, the question they asked, what is it that you want to do with your life? What is your purpose? And my purpose, when I sat there with 99 others, I know it was about being the bridge, being able to connect people globally in a very conscious and effective way to grow in business. And that's the journey it has taken me. And evolving in my conscious leadership has been an important factor of it all. So that moved me from my heart set to be a whole brain business leader. And I have to say, this is a process I'm on. The second thing that really you need to focus on, and the solution that we came up with, and that's what we apply in our business, is our business directions. What is your vision? Who do you want to impact? What is your product? And what is the purpose of the product? And how is your profit being calculated and effected? What is the valuation of your business? These are very important factors in identifying in your business journey. In business direction, when we say, what is your exit strategy? We talked about it earlier. I'm just re-emphasizing that with Go Global, we have a very big dream on global peace through global business. We want to experience peace in our life, in our business, so that we can, bring the world together in an effective way. I know it sounds crazy. It's that money breaks relationship. That's most of the people's conversations. Like, don't talk about money, don't talk about business with friends. But here we are talking about how our clarity will be able to enforce much more effectiveness. And business model innovation is key. The same products, how can you innovate to make sure that it adds value to more people? Leveraging on the technology. Many people think that everything is back to normal and want to go back out of the online presence, but I feel that that is not it's done. If you are not going to be present online, innovating your business, now there is metaverse, there's different way of engaging the audience. How much are you engaging yourself with in your business model is key. So that's a very important element that we want to look into. And the final part of this conversation, we will look at, and this is the icing on the cake, the secret sauce, building a trusted community globally. That's the magic word, globally. How do you get global connectivity done? It is not just about online or just about offline. It's the high-tech, high-touch model. Go Global had the opportunity to impact thousands of business leaders online and offline, more than 10,000 hours we have been investing. One of our recent success story was getting on to Clubhouse and getting a community being built where our India company was completely, we got investors in, we got all these amazing management team members into the space, creating a global community right now from India and also bouncing into Malaysia. And this is like the next level growth. We already had a good community. Now it was next level using the app of Clubhouse, which was a big one. So now these are the questions. As I shared with you some of our insights, I know we only have about 30 minutes. So I'm kind of rounding up. What is your mission and vision statement? You want to look at that. When you're going into new countries or even expanding your business, many of you are from US. I always talk about it. We are all in country of countries. If you have not ventured from West Coast to East Coast, hey, it's about time you look at your business model and you know that whatever that I've shared today is applicable to any part of the world in your expansion plan. So what is your vision and mission in your business? How are you positioning your business in the industry? Who is your team? How aligned are you with your team? Not those staff that you just pay money to come and work for you per hour, but how much are they engaged with you in your income generating activities? And do you have a time-bound target and milestone? These are very may sound like very simple, but at the same time, these are mostly overlooked dynamics. I just want to conclude by telling you, because I talked a lot about conscious leadership. Glenn, am I on time?
You're fine. You're fine.
Okay, so we are in the conscious age. We have moved out of the knowledge economy. We have moved out of the industrial economy, of course, and then we've moved out of the knowledge economy because knowledge is everywhere. It's how conscious are you to apply that knowledge to create the result that you want. So in Go Global, our signature program, the 7 Wisdom Framework to Conscious Leadership, is something that we engage all the business leaders to embrace through our Go Global Acceleration Program. So the consciousness age is here to stay, to evolve humanity. And the last 2 years has really proven that, where many people have dropped from their head to their heart. No matter where you are in the world, this has happened in every area of our life. So in Go Global, we have set our milestone. We are nurturing 100,000 business owners as one global conscious community from Asia. We are in the midst of building 1,000 trainers and coaches and consultants in our community to make this happen. And we're so excited to be, in conversation with the One Business world and seeing how we can bridge the worlds of where we are into one alignment to grow into one global community. We're having some events that you can, go into the link and, experience it. We're having one coming up tomorrow. And also, which is our tomorrow and your tomorrow as well. You can download the free Go Global Business Acceleration Checklist, which I told you earlier on you'll be getting. You can screenshot the QR code and go in there and apply to be in our Conscious Leaders community free of cost and get your Go Global checklist that you can, come into a free assessment with us as well. So I just want to stop right here. And if there's any questions that I can answer, it'd be great to do that.
Dr. Azeeza, thank you very much. Great job. Heart of a homemaker. What a tremendous foundation. Fantastic. Hey, we had a question in the chat. Let me just raise that, or it's an observation, and just get your reaction, and I've got a reaction to it as well. It says social media makes it easy for people to get to know each other, but equally makes it difficult for people to stay in touch physically. How about on your side? How do you feel about that?
Well, I actually want to reiterate what happened to us. It's really about who we are being. No no Zoom, no audio, there is no restriction for human to connect. It's how deeply and how clearly we are in connecting. So I have to agree with you. Yes, you cannot touch a person or hug a person to show your affection. So the effort needed for staying in communication is definitely much more. But that itself will open new doors, because then you know people are serious about you when you connect with them. And you want to put in that extra effort to connect and stay in that. So it's not about the physical touch. Like right now, we are across the world. Do you feel me, Glenn? Do you feel me?
I think you're like next door. You know, you started off with that giant coffee cup, and it's like, I wish we could be having it in person, but I feel like you're right next door, without a doubt.
Exactly. So this is how we are sitting next to each other. Hey, so this is what we're saying. Yes, are we imagining stuff? Well, the world is full of imagination. And if we can expand that imagination, because that's what metaverse is all about. You know, one of the guys that I met on in one of our community, he's 29 years old. He's saying that, hey, I've been going out with all these games, and you guys just come in, the adults, and trying to just commercialize it. This is our game, okay? So this is what everybody's talking about. Children have grown up with the imaginations in them. We all grew up with imagination in us. This is a time for us to get creative and not be in that box that will hold us and say that this has to be done only through physical. I know my partner, I struggled quite a lot in the initial stage. He said, no business if we are not meeting, okay? That's how it goes. It's like, we don't meet, no business. But you know, the pandemic created such a difference in the way that he looked at his life. He grew his nonprofit from a 50,000 members to 150,000 in the last 1 year. Volunteer network, just by being online. And again, I told you, I just wanted to remind you, the Clubhouse has created a huge shift in the way that we connected with a community that we were not even traveling to visit in the last 2 years. The doors opened up and they could really relate to us. And it's about the consistency in our communication, and the most important thing, being authentic when we show up for each other. That's so important.
I worked many years at the New York Stock Exchange, and one of your past slides, you had a slogan that we often used to use: high tech, high touch, because you could really do the best of both worlds. You know, on the social media question, and it just reminds me of a church friend we met many years ago. He was so outgoing, and he and his wife, he said they used to tag team relationships. He was in charge of making the friends. She was in charge of keeping the friends. So sometimes you draw on people. He was very outgoing and would go up to people at parties and events and, you know, introduce himself. But he wasn't great on it's their birthday, you got to send them a card, whereas his wife was. So it was really an interesting kind of teamwork and combination. Well, listen, Dr. Azeeza, fantastic. You know, the global mindset, global community, one world, one business world. Thank you for participating with your Accelerate and Go Global. Very impressed. We hope to see you in the future. Okay.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much, Glenn, and thank you, Stelios, and also Dr. Omar, all of you for doing this amazing work, the One Business World community. Congratulations for all this community support that you're giving for business leaders, and all the best for the conference as well. Look forward to giving more value and being, in partnership for more progress together.
Look forward to seeing you in the future. Take good care. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.